What's goody? So, pushing a little bit of positivity in today. You know what I'm saying? I'm not focusing on the men. I've been focusing on men a lot, which this is kind of for the men, but we focusing on women. If y'all saw the title, I titled this one, Black Women Are Their Own Biggest Problem, or something along that line. Um, let's get into it. And if we're having this discussion, I want to have this discussion without feelings. I want to have an adult conversation to where we can get more realistic. This is like something I want to do, something I want to do on my page, especially talking to some of my black women and my black men, but people in general. But as far as the black community, I want to focus more on them because we need understanding and we need to understand what we're doing to ourselves. So, black women, the problem starts with y'all. And I'm not gonna say black men ain't a problem, but the problem starts with y'all. And I only say that because y'all don't want the problem to be y'all, right? The reason why black men aren't marrying black women at a high rate, or black women just aren't getting married at a high rate, is black men's fault, right? That's what most of y'all answer would be. I would much rather have a conversation with somebody so we could see what y'all actually be talking about. But we would most likely say black men ain't ish. You know what I'm saying? That's what y'all say. So let's just get down to the nitty gritty, yo. I'm not gonna lie. For one, I would say that not only black men, but all men do not want to marry y'all. Right? I know. Do not want to settle down with y'all. And I'm not saying this out of spite. I'm not saying it. Look at the statistics. Look at the statistics. Black women have the lowest marriage rate out of any type of woman. White, Hispanic, Spanish, Indian, real Africans, y'all have the American, but y'all have the lowest marriage rate. Now, if we're going to talk about facts, because go look it up while we speaking on it. Now, why? Let's get to why, though. Y'all say black men, or men in general, because it's not just black men not marrying y'all, or not settling around with y'all. It's all of them. It's not just the black ones. So if it's not, so can we at least push it away from being men? If like let's say in some type of capacity, some type of world, maybe not this one, you know what I'm saying? Because women rule the world, right? If it wasn't men that was the problem, if we could think of any other problem of why our black women in particular aren't getting married at the same level or rate as the rest of women, right? Can we be truthful about that? Well, I want to start to be truthful about it. And I'm going to start this conversation so we can spark it and get it through the community. So, I want to start with your attitude. That's the biggest problem, which is a crazy part for me because in the black community, especially among black women, y'all attitude to y'all is so good. No, no. You're defensive, you're combative, you're not submissive. Getting to that point, black women, y'all just not submissive. I'll be completely honest. Y'all don't know how to submit. A lot of y'all, like I just understand, and that's y'all will admit it. Some of y'all will, some of y'all won't. It's just it be like that. Honesty is the key here, because the only way we can get better is by figuring out the problem and being honest, right? So honesty is the key here. So can't be submissive. And the thing is, y'all want men to take y'all or men to be with y'all when y'all don't know how to be submissive, can't be submissive, got an attitude, all this other stuff. And the funny part is y'all don't realize that your attitude, you can keep it, but there's another woman without the attitude. Black, white, Hispanic, Spanish, African, for real. Like go to Africa. Like they have no problem being submissive. It's only our actual black women. And I will even stem to the point to where that's why we got so many single mothers. And there's a lot of situations, a lot of possibilities of why someone became your baby daddy could die. Or he could have just been bad and abusive and you could have left him for good reasoning. You feel me? But at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? We got way too many single mothers that don't understand how life works. So, you know, don't be on a fantasy trying to do something or trying to look out for the men because most of y'all want a certain type of man that really he exists, but he's not in your vicinity. He's nowhere around you. You probably never meet him in your life, but you still keeping out the hope for him when there's men out here that could actually be more compatible to you. Um, it gets kind of crazy to be completely honest. Um, there's a lot of things we could speak on this topic, and I don't want any of it to seem disrespectful. I just want to be honest, and we want to have an adult conversation. You know what that means when we have an adult conversation? Because a lot of people don't. We take our feelings out of this conversation. We speak on realistic, real life. That's how we gonna do this. We're not gonna sit here and talk about ish like it's not just because you feel a certain type of way about it, right? All right. So getting back down to black women, I'll say, like I said, not submissive, the attitudes, but I think y'all kind of twisted it the wrong way because that's one of the things y'all highlight in y'all community as a woman. And let's get a little deeper into this so I can make you understand, and I'm not just playing the blame game. It's more of accountability, right? So let's talk about real life accountability and not just blame and saying this and point things on who. Let's see our fault in this, right? So black women, I'll say this. For one, y'all raising the kids, even single mothers in a household with a man, y'all raising the kids. And I only say that because y'all have this lack of accountability where y'all don't even want to do your job for real. Um, and I say y'all can leave that black man. Be single, black power, you know what I'm saying? But are you leaving him for a good reason? A lot of y'all leave just because y'all feel some type of way. You know what I'm saying? Everything about the relationship could have been good, but I was just feeling, and then y'all probably took, and then like if y'all talk to y'all aunties and y'all grandmothers, they was probably doing the same thing, but they ended up alone. Like think about how many women are either single or single mothers, like at crazy ages, like 43, and but they still on the dating market. 43, 55. I've been seeing this. I've been watching. I watch a lot of this type of stuff, and I've always been pro-black, and I've been thinking about the black community and helping it. But putting things together and studying and educating myself, black women, we got to do better. And then the thing is, when I tell y'all that, y'all get upset, and accountability got to go somewhere else. But you don't need to notice that for yourself. Self-awareness is huge. But I just want to say, if we're going to fix our black community, and these saying, because y'all blame it on black men. And the reason why I already know that, I didn't even want to start with that point, because let's just say it is black men, right? Let's just say black men are the problem. Who raised those black men? Y'all don't understand where it comes back. Y'all raised the same black men y'all hate. The same black men y'all hate. And I'm not playing the blame game here, but the thing is, y'all play the blame game too much, and then all accountability gets taken off y'all, and that's why y'all delusional today. There's no accountability. Y'all so safe. Y'all so taken care of. Y'all forgot the world is what is really the world. Y'all all live in a fantasy land, which is okay. That's on your body. Just be willing to die alone. Just be willing. Just be willing to sleep by yourself every night. You know what I'm saying? No protection. And the thing is, y'all not understand the real reason you need a man. Y'all be looking for all the wrong things out of a man. Y'all want a man to take care of y'all like y'all his daughter, and to be all these things you want him to be, but you don't know what a real man needs to be. I don't want to. This is positive speaking. We need to have real adult conversations and take feeling out of it and not get aggressive and angry about these type of things. And that's why we can't have this conversation with you, because as soon as we do, this is what we get: attitude, aggressiveness, combativeness. Just can't be submissive, basically. And whether or not y'all want to understand it for yourself, y'all got to think about that, bro. If y'all want these men, that's what they want. They want submissive. They want less argumentative. They want somebody that's going to be on their side, that's going to be on their program. Y'all come with a whole program, but y'all want to tell people what to do in control situations. Sorry, ma'am. Life dictates that you going to have to be under someone else's control. I only say that because y'all don't have discernment. Go look up that word, discernment, the ability to make a good decision, especially whenever you in an emotional state. Y'all don't have the ability at all. I mean, you know this for yourself. Like, don't have the ability to make a good decision whenever it's a problem, whenever it back against the wall. That's why you need guidance. You feel me? And I'll be honest, a lot of black women didn't have that guidance when they grew up, because your mama left your daddy because of this, because he was and this and that. But at the end of the day, there was no black man in the home guiding anybody. So for one, y'all don't even know what to look for in a man sometimes. And secondly, these people that raised y'all didn't raise y'all to look for the right things or be a wife. They got y'all looking for the paper trail when that's only a part of it, character. You know what I'm saying? Potential. You know what I'm saying? The person who you dealing with. We gonna have a long conversation about this. This is only the extent I could get, but we gonna go a lot farther with it. So make sure y'all liking and subscribing. A lot of my black women are living under the delusion that, um, for one, that everybody gets a man. That's the craziest part. If you do any type of good math, simple math, you would know that there are more men than women on this earth. And I want to point out these topics because, ma'am, if that's the case, then how can you be so overly, overly excessive about your demands for your relationship? For instance, I've been watching a lot of these dating counselors and the women that actually do it on Zoom, and they literally, like, they talk about their problems, and they tell you what it is, and then the guy helps you, or they tell you like, hey, you're just not seeing it for what it is, right? So for instance, a lot of y'all are living this delusion and fantasy, like whether you're single, a single mother, 25, let's say 25, this is the age we're sticking with right now, single, regular single, a single mother with kids or multiple kids, or we'll say an older woman, right? Y'all all got the same priorities, right? What do you want in a relationship? Well, he has to be able to do this, do that, take care of this, have this amount of money, look like this, but he has to watch Love and Hip Hop with me too, and he got to watch Lifetime, and not only that, he got to be working 60 hours but be at home every day too. He has to have no eyes for other women, and also he has to rub my feet every night when I, like, you got to realize that there's an endless amount of things that y'all want which are unfathomable, when I could just tell y'all can't change men. That's probably one of y'all biggest problems in the community, that y'all want to, when y'all have these expectations, for one, they're out of pocket. They're out of the ballpark. This man probably does not exist. This is a builder man. You don't, like, you don't understand that part of it. And then it's like, okay, if this six-figure guy does exist, this 0% of men exist. This one guy exists, right? Y'all all want him. Y'all all want that one dude. It's 20 million of y'all. Y'all all want just him. That means y'all got competition. And you know what competition means? That means you gotta do better. You gotta beat the competition. You gotta outwork the competition. So I don't think y'all all realize that y'all all have the same fantasy man in mind when y'all thinking about this, but y'all just growing older and older, waiting on him, and probably declining some of the men that could have been perfect for you. I don't know. But I'm not telling you to give up on your dream or your hopes or whatever, but I'm just saying it hasn't worked. Grandmas, aunties, uncles, and one thing y'all like to do is y'all like to point out the outliers. Oh, my friend got an attitude, but she married. Oh, my grandma, my grandma was married to my grandpa for 33 years. Yeah, you only named two out of all the rest of the women that's complaining about being single. The ones that's single by choice, the ones that just the ones that's young and just coming up, and they don't even want a relationship. All of them, you forgetting about everybody else. We like to try to choose just those little outliers, just those little one. Oh yeah, somebody did it, so I can't. And you can't live life like that. You feel me? I tell rappers a lot. You can't just always try to be a one hit wonder because you see somebody else being a one hit wonder. Sometimes it take work for other people. You know what I'm saying? So even if somebody found that good 6-figure guy and she got that story, that doesn't mean we all gonna get it, right? And I'm just saying that because the numbers are against you. So that would mean you would need to be more submissive, more feminine, because that's what men want. Cooperation. Calm down. Lower your tone. Stop talking to me like that. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes it works. Okay. For instance, a lot of y'all want to point out that there's relationships where women run a relationship. Well, yes, beta males are out there. Y'all raised them. They're out there. Men that will submit to women because women have raised them to submit to women. Y'all raised the men. So y'all raise the men y'all like and y'all raise the men y'all don't like, whether you like it or not. This is a conversation we need to have in our community, bro. And I just want to have it. Like, I want to start some things. I want to, not even just real life conversations that we be avoiding as a collective. Then y'all wonder why men are running out to this white woman or this Hispanic woman or just out of this race to get a submissive, feminine woman. That attitude don't make you feminine. That combativeness, just never being able to come to an agreement, don't make you feminine. And then I'll be honest, let's talk about this. Like, when I come back to the discernment part, make the ability to make good decisions, especially under pressure. Y'all very indecisive, and I hate indecisiveness. Me as a man, I refuse to be indecisive. I have to know what I want to do. I don't want to be, because indecisiveness only makes you stagnant. But every woman I know is indecisive. And I'm not saying this, like, I'm saying this so we can see it, be more self-awareness. And that's another thing I want to say. And I don't even want to say women just lack self-awareness. It's like when y'all become aware of the fact, then y'all start being delusional. It starts having to be something else or somebody else's fault. And honestly, accountability is important, but y'all want to try to stamp it in the men. Stamp it. You got to be accountable. You got to work hard. You got to do all this. But then on the back end, y'all not realizing y'all telling the girls to do nothing. Nothing at all. Y'all not teaching them how to be wives. Y'all not. Only thing y'all tell them to do to go to school and educate themselves, and which is great. I'm not saying anything's wrong with that, but when y'all tell them to go to school and educate themselves, y'all also telling them to avoid these men and to worry about the schoolwork and this and that. And the killing part is, you know what I'm saying? You're building an independent woman. You know what independent means? Alone, solo. You know what I'm saying? But some of you mothers are still looking for men at y'all age, so y'all building them the best way y'all know how. That's why it's important to have two people in the household, a masculine and a feminine energy, an energy that knows that he needs to lead and an energy that knows that they need to submit. I would say that that's the only way we can build a good dialogue. We can start our community. Not even to say start. I say start. We can start getting in a better direction because our community is going in the wrong direction and our mothers are way more single and our men are way more feminine. And then not only single but masculine. It's not, I won't even say, because some people are just single, not, it wasn't your fault. Some crazy things happened. It wasn't your fault at all. But at the end of the day, these kids still need to be raised. Like you had to leave for your best interest. Don't get me wrong, these kids still need to be raised. And you on the market, but you also have all these responsibilities and all these things you got to take care of. So how much time you really got to date? How many times you really got to vet that man and make sure he the right one? Because that's a big part of the dating part. Trying to figure out if you're going to marry this man. You got to figure out if he's the right one. You can't do it prematurely and start skipping steps and just be all lost in love. You need discernment. You need to pay attention to these red flags, because if you choose the wrong man, then you end up in the situation the way you single by yourself. I'm not going to lie. You got to understand that to some extent it becomes your fault and you got to figure these things out. And I'm not saying just blame fault. I'm just saying this is your reality now. And now you got to figure out what's the next move alone. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, having that relationship is always having a partner, somebody beside you, somebody that can look out, somebody that can be there for you. But at the end of the day, I would think that you women would have to understand that y'all are not submissive. Y'all very aggressive. Y'all very argumentative. Y'all can't. And I won't say y'all not, like, some women are submissive. I'm not talking about all women. We speaking generally, but I'll say that some of y'all not submissive. Some of y'all don't know how to submit. Like, y'all been raised so masculine or so independently that you don't even know how to submit when the chance or the time comes when you want to. And that creates another problem, because now if the men are staying in the homes, right, then the boys are becoming more feminine. The women are becoming more masculine. We can clearly see that in the world today.
That's why we got what we got right now. But we got to start having these conversations and thinking about these type of things if we want to fix anything. So, I mean, comments, let me know, and I'll be coming back with more videos like this,
And like I said, the women are becoming more masculine and the men are becoming more feminine. I mean, we got so many men doing crazy things and change, and choice is important. Don't get me wrong. I'm a feminist myself. I believe women deserve choice, but you gotta be able to make the better choice. You know what I'm saying? There's been endless women making the wrong choice before you, and I don't want you to make the same wrong choice. You know what I'm saying? So we have to realize how life works to understand that to a certain extent we need each other in that couple environment to survive, especially in today's day and age. Look at what's going on in the government. Like not only that, it's really hard to survive on one person's salary unless you got a good job, especially depending on where you're at. And I'm not, and even if we get down to, we could talk about survival for like an extended period of time. Like, I'm not talking about just right now, 1 to 5 years, an extended period of time. Because once you decide to be single, what if that's the decision? I'm going to wait 5 years. Okay, that's great. Time does not stop passing. You know what I'm saying? So these 5 years, you working on yourself and you doing all this, there's people out here doing things, the dating market, everything. You're getting older. You gotta acknowledge these things. And nothing's wrong with that. But if you're gonna choose that path, just acknowledge the other side too. That maybe I'm gonna have to end up being alone, being single. You know what I'm saying? And not only that, if you're not gonna be alone and single, maybe you have to choose someone you wouldn't have typically chosen. These are the type of conversations, the type of thoughts we need to be having as a collective. And I'm not gonna lie, our women should be telling this to women. I don't feel I should be the one to be speaking on these type of things because I'm not a woman. But also I know women that agree with my point of view and the way I see things. I don't think everybody has to see things the same way, but also you have to understand that everybody's been given choice, even women in this day and age. So, you know what I'm saying? You gotta make a good choice. Some people live life thinking it can't be me. That couldn't happen to me. I would never do that. I would, and sometimes that's good. The confidence is good, but sometimes it becomes a fantasy the way you think you can't be touched. I'm just trying to explain that in the best way I could. Um, and I typically notice that women are all living this fantasy, and nothing's wrong with it. Live your life, girl. Live your, get your degrees. You know how the song go, get your degrees. But you also have to be willing to face the reality that after those degrees and after that life and after raising these kids by yourself or being alone without the kids, you might end up wanting kids. You might end up wanting a man. You might actually change your mind at that age when you get a little older and you see things differently. You feel differently. But you got to realize that don't mean life gonna be on your side at that point. That's why you got to make better decisions early. That could be a good thing to be telling these females. But no, I know for myself, y'all telling them earlier not to worry about the things that they should be worried about. Don't worry about it. You young, you this and that. That's the exact point about giving bad advice, and that's bad discernment. Because the advice should be to find your person as early as possible so y'all can build together and be successful in this new society. The way the world is working, yeah, there's a bunch of people getting to the bag, and there's a bunch of people getting to six figures. But I'll be honest with you, not it's not everybody. And there's a lot of people thinking it could be them, but we can't all be the chosen one. And sometimes you gotta sit down and accept reality to be able to use discernment. Because if you're telling yourself something that's not right, then you can't make the best decision. Um, I don't want to get too deep into it, but I got a lot of things that we're gonna be speaking about, and I'll say that I'm not blaming anything, but the only people that can make a change is the black women for this. I could acknowledge something and see something from the outside, but y'all have to reach in and acknowledge that for yourselves so y'all can raise these young black kids the right way.
so y'all can tell these young black women what to do and what not to do. And I don't mean only from your personal experience. That's how we get stuck in this loop. A lot of y'all women mess with, like, y'all gotta realize y'all don't mess with all men. And the cliche saying that all black men ain't ish is crazy, because y'all ain't messing with all black men. The ones of y'all that's saying that, y'all mess with 2 or 3 bad black men, and now y'all single, and now y'all screaming ain't ish, and y'all telling that to y'all children too. But it's like, you didn't mess with all black men. Just because you found 2 or 3 bad apples, maybe you need to choose yours better. I'm just saying, you need to choose your options better. Like, and the craziest part is y'all have options coming after y'all. Y'all just choose what y'all like instead of using discernment and choosing what would be best. You know what's so funny? Dude, that would be best for you, you probably passed him up every time he talked to you. Every time he wanted to get at you, you passed him up. He was too bummy. He was not even bummy. He was too boring, too plain. I don't even want to say plain. He wasn't extravagant. He wasn't that guy doing that. He wasn't the popular dude everybody wanted. Y'all make the bad decision to choose the one everybody else wanted. And y'all there's a bunch of normal dudes right in front of you, but we're invisible. You know what I'm saying? I've been through all the processes. I've been everywhere in the spectrum. It doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying? Y'all women are all the same. And I don't want to say that in the sense like some of y'all can't be different, because there are women that use discernment. There are women that have that understanding of how the world really works. But y'all need to have a stronger voice than these women that's telling them that all is BS. Because I only say all this because, get back to the main point, when it comes down to it, y'all raise the children. So are you gonna raise? For one, if you're raising your daughter, keep telling your daughter that all men ain't ish, then she'll never be out there looking for a good man, because she already think all men ain't ish. So single would be the way for her, right? And you telling these young men all men ain't ish, but you're his only inspiration, only aspiration. So he already, you're the only thing he has to look up to, admire, mentor, whatever. You're telling him, oh, men ain't ish and this and that. And like, he already given all this feminine ish. He's already around this feminine ish all his life. You know what I'm saying? So he's picking up these feminine tendencies. He acts like you. You know what I'm saying? He's emotional like you, because he never learned how to control his emotions, because there was never a man there. You know what I'm saying? And y'all not realizing y'all turn him into exactly what y'all hate. Not only that, y'all turn them into young women. Now that's choices. I'm all about choices, but that's what y'all doing by projecting your own situation and trying to make the world your own situation. Because I promise you, there's some good men out there. Promise you, some of them ain't too bad. Like, a lot of them bad. Like, a lot of them messed up. But y'all gotta realize, y'all black women want to take the power and the everything. Want to be like, all right, y'all create life and y'all this and that. Y'all the key to it, yes. And y'all are the key to the success, and y'all the key to downfall. I tell my closest black women that all the time. Y'all the key to success, and you can also be the key to downfall. You can't just take one side. So at the end of the day, y'all can be the key to making this black community successful, or y'all can be the key to making this black community nothing, horrible, atrocious, what it is becoming. You know what I'm saying? So the only way we can start fixing that is by taking some type of accountability for our actions and having some emotional control and knowing what we're trying to do. And don't get me wrong, some of y'all have it and some of y'all get it, but y'all got to start realizing that y'all be getting this way later in life. And then when y'all do get it, it's kind of late to be trying to find a man. And don't get me wrong, girl, let me just tell you, you can. But don't be trying to make that everybody's situation, because there's a lot of older women that cannot find one right now. They're just not in a situation. They don't look good enough. They're not in the shape they used to be. They had these kids, or whatever the reason is. Don't make everybody's situation your situation. That's not how life works. You feel me? Like, look at the percentages. Look at what's really going on in life. These percentages are all up. You know what I'm saying? What percentages of black women are single? What percentages of black men are single? What percentage of people make 6 figures in a month or in a year? What percentage of people make this amount of money that the guy you're looking for? Like, you got to actually look for these facts and these details, and then you gonna have to realize that, dang, my expectations are insane. Like, and then on top of that, black women, you started all. So y'all gotta really lock in on each other and let each other know what it is, because y'all not gonna listen to men. Like, some of y'all gonna listen, some of y'all gonna hear it, but it's gonna take me forever to try to get through to y'all. But it would be faster for y'all to get through to each other and let y'all each other know what type of power y'all really got, and y'all using it the wrong way for right now.